We're back from our brief recess, and we will begin by saluting the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of the members.
Mr. Stacy Council Rizzo.
Here.
Mr. Michael Ferranti.
Here.
Ms. Susan Gravelisi.
Here.
Mr. John Kingston.
Here.
Mrs. Aisha Milbury.
Here.
Ms. Carol Tai.
Here.
Mayor Brian Arrigo.
Here. Today's Committee of the Whole agenda is 2 items on the agenda. We have the consent calendar. Mrs. Rizzo?
Vote for the approval of the minutes, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.
Can I just say that's all done at once? Just take up one at a time if anyone has questions, and then all taken up at once at our next meeting for a vote.
No, okay. So we don't have to take a vote on anything.
No.
Got it. Any questions from any members on the warrants?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Ferranti?
thank you. On page 2, number 43 and 44 for our legal services, just basically want to know what they were for. One was 8,200 and the other was 1,500.
Yep, so those would have been 2 different bills from our lawyers. I can pull, and they're off the same purchase order.
Yep.
So I can pull the detail of the hourly billing off that. Let me see what the number is, 26073. I can pull the specifics from the billing for those 2 and get them to the committee. But it would have been legal services through our typical lawyer, and they would bill by the hour. We'll be able to see the specifics on the invoice itself.
And on page 29, Matt, number 1061, 1062, TNTP Inc., contracted services, one's for 18,000 plus and others for 21,000. Just what's that for?
Let's see, page 29. Those are contracted services out of a grant, TNTP contracted services, both off the same PO. I'm assuming that it's a professional development of some sort, but same thing, I can flag the PO and then send it to the committee and scan in the exact invoices that were a part of that.
Yeah, just basically want to know what it's for, that's all.
Okay, all right, I'll work on that.
All right, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'm all set, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ferranti. Any other members? Ms. Chai?
Well, I have a question on it, but I actually think it's pretty wonderful. The very bottom of page 28 and the top of page 29, it's food for homeless family engagement. Now, I don't know for what particular part of our many programs that we have to feed children, and particularly homeless children. But I think it's so wonderful that we are participating in this program. And I would like to get a detail from you, Matt, if you could
Okay.
specify where it comes from or where it's going.
Okay, great. That is also a special fund, so that's something outside of our normal budget, and I can pull the, it looks like a monthly amount that's coming in there, but I'll pull that for you.
Thank you.
I believe Ms. Ty might have information on that one, that is food provided through the program that Dr. Garcia oversees on family engagement, and they have a monthly meeting where the families come in and we provide them with supper for them and their children.
This is a family, this is a home. Yeah. So this is a homeless grant we have applied for this past year, and we just received a notification this year actually that they increased the grant for us. And we have several community-based organizations or grassroots movements, organizations that come to River High School providing workshops on domestic violence, on on internet, access to internet. Rashid comes from Massey, the organization. So Harper Cove, Roca, there is another organization that is in Lean. They come, they provide workshop for parents, for students, and it's a wonderful, has been, a great experience for our children. And they come, they leave the workshops well informed, and they enjoy it. So it's a great initiative that we have going on. So that's what we have about the program. So I don't know what to say, what else to say.
Well, that we're feeding kids and feeding their minds and feeding their bodies, and that's always a wonderful thing if you can do that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a grant.
Thank you.
And I can just to Mr. Ferranti's question about TNTP, as Matt mentioned, they're a professional development provider that we use as part of the GLEAM grant. That's another grant that we have on literacy at the secondary level. So that's part of our program in the middle and high school.
Any other members have any questions regarding the warrants? We'll move on to financial reports. Food service
there are none.
financials, there are none. Communications, there are none.
Can we talk to Matt for 1 second?
Oh.
Go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead,
We
Matt.
will have a number of financial reports at the August meeting. So the fiscal year has not been formally closed out in the accounting system. So in August, we'll review the financials for the previous year. We'll get a beat on carry forward, coming forward into the current fiscal year. We'll deal with food services, also student activity accounts. So there will be a number of financial reports in the upcoming meeting. Typically in July, we can't get the information quick enough to give it to you tonight. So we'll fill your plate with that next month.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay.
Okay, we'll move on to personnel items. Any members have any questions or comments about personnel items? Seeing none?
Can I share one update?
Dr. Kelly, go ahead.
As we mentioned last month at our meeting, there'll be a full analysis of the ins and outs of the district at the August meeting. I think the August meeting is going to be a long meeting. We will have that then, but I know there were specific questions around the high school, so I did pull a bit of that information together just so that you could have it informally. We've had 16 resignations at Riviera High School since June 1st. That includes the 3 administrators that you know about and 3 people who had previously been on a leave of absence already. So in effect, I would look at that as 10 new resignations, or roughly 5% of the 182 teachers there. In addition, we had 4 non-renewals, which puts the retention rate at 92% overall.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. We'll move on now to the acceptance of donations, gifts, and grants. There is a donation, the Garfield Elementary School Pinnacle Office Solution Cabinet Cubicle Furniture, $9,000. Dr.
So,
Kelly.
yeah, I can just speak on that briefly. So Dr. Napier had received a letter from Pinnacle Office Solutions offering to give him some cabinets that they had manufactured, but then something changed, so they no longer needed. And he's getting about 30 of them, and they're just small cabinets that have like 3 drawers and then a little open top, but it'll be helpful for classroom teachers just to have an extra storage unit in their building. So because this is a gift over $1,000, we wanted to make sure the school committee saw it, and then with your approval, we'll send a thank you letter to Pinnacle for their donation.
Good news. Okay, we'll move on to the regular meeting agenda and miscellaneous items. Any members? Ms. Rizzo?
If there are none, motion to adjourn?
Second.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, this meeting is adjourned.